to Grandma Doctor's Kitchen. I got a good one for you today. I appreciate you tuning in. This is my birthday. I'm 75 years old today. Yeah. Listen, I'm going to do a barbecue rib, okay? So I season it, and you can season it, and then you can always season your food. And with barbecue, you can season the day before. I got paprika, and also with barbecue is your taste. Salt and pepper. I use onion salt. I use seasoned salt. I use paprika. That's why you see the red there. And I use meat tenderizer. Okay. All right. So because you want it to be nice and tender, okay? And I use cumin, and I use ground clove, ground each. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to barbecue outside. So what I'm going to do is take it outside, but this is lemon water. So I'm going to spray it as I turn it with lemon water. This lemon water is going to keep it juicy, and it's going to help to tenderize it. Okay? So I'm going to be outside. I'm going to meet you outside at the grill, okay? All right. I'm at my grill. Welcome back. Okay? So what we're going to do, I have my grilling tools, okay? So, and I have the pan to put it in after I get through. So what I think I'm going to do is just, see, my coals are very hot. You make sure your coals are very hot. Okay, I think I'm going to put it on with the aluminum foil. Okay? And let it cook like that with the aluminum foil. Now you can cook it if you want the marks from the grill. You don't have to use aluminum foil. But since I got this good aluminum foil, I think I'm just going to cook it in the aluminum foil, okay? All right. So that way, if you cook it in aluminum foil, you don't have to worry too much about the fire flaming up and all that, because the grease don't hit the fire. They don't hit the coals, but it cooks. It still cooks. And so I can close my grill down, and I can let it cook and come and check it like every 10 minutes to make sure that, and I flip it after 30 minutes. And I'm from, before I came to California, I lived in Chicago. So when I was in Chicago, they have a lot of barbecue joints. Okay, it's all over the place. And so what we do in Chicago, after we grill the barbecue, we dip it. We dip it in the barbecue sauce. So but what I'm going to do, I have my brush here, so I'm going to brush it on after it gets almost done. And because I have it on aluminum foil, so I can brush it on, I ain't got to worry about it sticking. Okay? But I'm also going to dip it. After it's done, I'm going to cut the ribs up, and then I'm going to dip them also. I'm going to do both. So I'll be back and show you how it's progressing. Welcome back. Now you see, I took it off of the out of the aluminum foil, so I want some marks on the meat. Okay, so we're gonna spray it. Now also remember, I neglected to tell you that always, even on the aluminum foil, put some non-stick spray before you put your meat on, okay? And then on your grill, put some non-stick spray so that you won't have to be bothered with all the sticking, okay? All right, so this is almost done. So I'm gonna close it down, and then after it's finished, it's got a few more, about 10 more minutes, then I'll meet you inside and we'll chop it up and we'll do the next step. Welcome back. And we have here the finished product. Now, you cut the meat, okay? And I have a cleaver here when I get to the big part. But I'm just going to cut it and show you, see? And then, because this barbecue, I use my barbecue brush for the grill. And I put some on, you know, and flipped it a couple times. And barbecued it with on the grill. Put some barbecue sauce on the grill. But now we're going to dip it. Okay? So we barbecued it on the grill. And see how it looks when you dip it. That's Chicago style. Okay? When I left Mississippi, I was 16 years old. And I went to Chicago. That's where I met and married my first husband. And I was 16. I married him when I was 16. He was from Mississippi. So he wanted a Mississippi girl. He was 10 years older than me. I was 16, he was 26. And so when he married me because I knew how to cook. I was 16, but I could cook you under the table, honey. I could cook. I could cook then. I'm like my 21-year-old granddaughter that's named after me. She can really cook. It's inherited in her. She really knows how to cook. But when I was young, I knew how to cook. And so he wanted to marry me because of that. He married me because I knew how to cook. But he was from Mississippi and he knew about Mississippi food. And his mother and father lived in Mississippi when I met him. They're deceased now, but when I first met him, they were alive in Mississippi. And so he knew all about Mississippi food. Now my second husband, believe it or not, was born and raised in California. He didn't know nothing about Mississippi food. He knew nothing about it. But when he had eaten, you know, certain foods, I would say, over the years, you know. But his parents was from Washington, state of Washington, and they moved to California. So he didn't know anything about the southern food and stuff. You know, but he loved it. But my first husband knew. And so he married me because I was a country girl and I knew how to cook. I was 16 years old, but I knew how to cook. And so in Chicago, they have plenty of rib joints. Ribs are their specialties. And so I knew how to cook. See, I got mine. So you dip it. You put some. When you get almost done on the grill, you put some barbecue sauce on it. But then when it gets done, you dip it. That's what we do in Mississippi. I mean in Chicago. In Chicago we dipped it. Okay. So you do the same, and see all the parts of the meat will have barbecue sauce on it. Okay. All right. So let's have a taste test. Okay. I'm going to taste it. Okay. Now, I made beans and I made boiled corn. Now, baked beans, I have a recipe for the baked beans on one of my cooking videos. And also for the boiled corn. Okay. So, you can go and check it out. But let's check it out. Baked beans is good with or mac and cheese or your preference, whatever you prefer. You know what I mean? Greens is good also if you want some greens. Let's taste it. So good, so flavorful. Okay. Good, good, good. All right. Try it. Let me know how you like it. And happy eating to you. I'll see you next time.